Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Why, hello there. Welcome back once again.
Yeah, this one's going to be a relatively short one, but it's just something that popped up and it was like, wow, I wonder if the family knows about this.
Well, it's fun. You know, it's just one of those things where we found some information and it might be fun to do a deep dive.
Yeah, and what I see is that there's really not a heck of a lot of info about this innocuous building, just very innocent looking. Yeah, I mean, you drive up to this, you don't think about anything in specific, unless you knew that you were on a quest to find Robbers Cave Road in Lincoln, Nebraska. Lincoln over here, as you see, is southwest of Omaha. And it is the home of Robbers Cave, as you see, established 1864. Really? I wonder what was there before 1864 and before it was discovered and how it's changed. Since this cave is on the National Register of Historic Places by the United States Department of the Interior, and it is a very, very fun venue that you can go and tour for yourself, as this cave is over a mile long. So this is substantial. This is over a mile. And I gotta wonder if, there's more to it than meets the eye, and also if perhaps, there are other sections of this or a series of caves in this network. In Nebraska, this would not be the place, especially eastern Nebraska, where I would expect to find this type of thing. But then again, there's stuff hidden all over the place.
You know, I've always felt in the United States there's more things hidden than anyone could ever imagine. You know, I know that the exotic places sound like Egypt and the pyramids, but there's so much to be seen here in America. It's simply hiding, and I can feel it, but I know that they have hidden it, so it's not like I can go there because it's deliberately being covered up. But sometimes you do find a gem like this. This is not advertised very much. It's just not.
I think it's one of those things that pretty much locals are the
like
only ones that are going to know about this, unless you've read a copy of Atlas Obscura or seen something about this, which there's not a lot about this out there, really. Now, they do tours, and as you can see, there's some interesting faces. This kind of looks like a gray's head shape to me. There's interesting writing, and the problem is that it has a lot of graffiti that's been put in throughout the years, so it makes you wonder what was really there and what has been added. But there is a lot of what appears to be kind of cuneiform looking writing on the walls.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very curious, and I do feel that there's a special energy here because of the areas that are looking like temples. And, when we were first opening the video, and if you could see the drawing, it really looked like a baseball plate, kind of, where you make a baseball thing where people are standing at the pitcher's mound. It was just interesting.
Oh, I could see that. Absolutely. It is shaped like a ball field. And this is the dugout, right? Yeah, so this is the building where you enter into, and then you can see how it runs. And, maybe when they first looked at this, they just thought, we're going to have one length here, but then you see there's more and more. And I got to wonder how much more there is that has never been shared with the public. This was closed down for a period of time. The public was off limits to the public. And that makes me wonder, in that time frame when it was off limits to the public, did they, I don't know, seal off something?
Yeah, it's really hard to say. I do think that there's going to become more of it, and they're probably not going to make too much more of it, known to the public. But this is a lot of fun. I'm trying to talk Mike into going back to school and looking into this and having somebody sponsor us so we can go and check this stuff out and give some real answers, but then they might not like that.
So, this is a place that has been a hangout for, gosh, over 150 years. And there have been periods of time when it was closed off to the public. As we have shared, there's a lot of graffiti on the walls where kids, would go in and just hang out. What a cool place to go hang out. Hey, I'll meet you at the Robber's Cave. As you see, this looks like what? Drunken Meyer? Drunken Meyer, something like that. 1888. What does that say?
No, I don't know.
Flair Overton, 2001. So 1888, and then you have somebody carving in 2001. And, this was, they say, utilized by indigenous people. Here we see a much older picture. And, in some spots it's very, very high. Right here, this opening, not so large, 6 feet basically by 8 feet. Very curious, to say the least. As you can see, people have been exploring this. There's all sorts of legends of ghosts and hauntings. This is just a real I love finding things that I've never heard of before, because this has been something I've been deep diving into for decades and decades. Going back to being a little kid, I've always explored these things. So, to find this, it is fun, and thought we would share. So, before being sealed from the public, Robber's Cave had been a notorious hangout for 130 years. Since it was sealed for decades, many had forgotten the 5,600-foot-long cave just beneath downtown Lincoln, Nebraska. People broke in over the years, but recently the cave reopened for tours, and visitors are able to descend several stories to tour its depths. Every inch of the soft Dakota sandstone walls are covered with names, initials, dates, band names, symbols, Greek letters. Cave has been they say, a cave has a naturally formed area likely used by Native Americans and pioneers. Brewers from Wisconsin and Minnesota built Lincoln's first brewery in the Sandstone Bluff. Lincoln Brewery commissioned Jacob Andra to enlarge the cave to its existing size for the purpose of lagering caverns. So, I guess aging beer. Interesting. When the brewery closed, the structure above the cave became a brothel and an infamous hangout before being destroyed in 1885. Lincoln family purchased the property, marketed the cave for parties, tours, and social gatherings for decades. It's truly a time capsule, and people are rediscovering it every day. Stories behind the cave's origin and use through the years are not just interesting and remarkable, but also fascinating and terrifying. So the cave is located several stories beneath an event center at 925 Robbers Cave Road. Tours are available 7 days a week, year-round. You just have to book a few hours in advance. They also say Jesse James used it as a place to escape the law from. And then there's rumors of hidden gold in the cave or in the area thereabouts. It's really curious. A lot of times these legends grow out of nothing. Sometimes they get combined with other legends. And, here you see an old-time photo. I don't know what the date would be on that one. Man, I love looking at these time capsules, looking at the people and sensing their energies. Very, very curious. He looks like a playful fellow. Yeah, what do you pick up, sweetie? I know this, I could feel this is hitting you, because it's definitely hitting me.
Mm-hmm. Well, for one, it's really, really, really high energy. almost like it's kind of weird. It expands the solar plexus in a really huge way. It expands the solar plexus so much it bumps into the heart chakra, and people are feeling this when they go in there. Hence, all the other activities they've had in their weddings, meeting other people, groups, family photos. it is really, truly a place to be like blessed. I mean, it's a place you can go to be blessed by the land. So I feel a lot of really good karma. I think it's unfortunate that they allowed other people in there to wreak havoc and create damage, but that's what our system does. They leave it open for people to go in and hopes that the people might damage it so they can just claim, stupid. They just that's what our system does. But it looks like it's been protected by an unseen force. I see a lot of angels around it. I see a lot of angels protecting it, and I see a lot of blessings. The other thing is, curiously enough, the spirits that do come here, the disembodied spirits, have a stronger force field. So they actually do talk, and if you were to go there, a lot of people can hear the spirits, and they think that their minds are racing, or they think that it's something else, but it's not. It's the spirits are very open, and they know that humans can hear them. So it is interesting in that sense, how if you go there in another body and a different energy body, that you have this ability. So it is a bit of a meeting place. There's a lot of portals that have been created, a lot of portals that are opened up. So somebody who is highly psychic could get a lot of information if they come and be there in the 3D, because it has an amplification nature to it. It's just, it's a lot of fun for several different realms.
Very interesting. Now, they say the Native Americans used it as a ceremonial center as well. Do you see that? Do you see any spirits of Native Americans still there?
I do. I see them actually still there, staying with the land, staying there, guarding it in a sense, making sure that it's not going to get used for nefarious purposes. So there are some very powerful warriors that still stand around the area and simply shoo away other people that might, people that might actually try to tear it down, or people who might want to build like a resort, something like that. So it seems like they bump people like that away energetically. So that's good. I feel it's a very blessed area.
And again, this is in Lincoln, Nebraska, so you could go ahead and book a tour and check it out for yourself. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Maybe sometime on a road trip we'll have to hit it.
Indeed.
As these guys hit the tub.
They're so cute.
Thanks for being part of the family. Look forward to your comments. If you guys know anything that is out of the ordinary and you want to share ideas for other explorations, please do put it in the comments.
Let us know, and if you have sent stuff to me before and I didn't respond, send it again, because sometimes I just get overwhelmed.
Yes, absolutely. As always, source bless and namaste.
Namaste.